Oh, let's watch that new How Money Works. It's about the rising repos. How Money Works on a generational run past 5 months. I gotta be honest with you, I've been really enjoying the videos. Shout out to How Money Works. The car repossession boom. Let's check it out.
This record debt has also combined with record levels of depreciation to result in massive negative equity for more borrowers, making it harder than ever to back out of these deals.
Dude, there's so many of the, I haven't watched them recently, but I used to get all the TikToks of people that work at dealerships getting calls, people trying to trade in their like terribly financed Hummers and shit. Like a guy who's like, I'm underwater on a Hummer I spent 120 grand on. What can I get for a trade-in value? How can I? It's like there's so many of these people that are completely unable to make their payments and think they can get more than they can for trading it in, and they can't.
Several reports have found that we have slowly made auto lending so complicated and fragmented that between leases, lending, buy here, pay here, cross-collateralized loans, and every other type of way to finance a car, it's become next to impossible to track down how much we really owe and how much is actually being paid back.
And this, my friends, is the heart of the fucking Carvana miracle. I promise you, I don't know when, I don't know where, but I know in my fucking heart, Carvana is a fraud. It is a fraud company. Their revenue growth is fake. Please, I work there? Bro, then you know. You know, dude. They're overpaying.
America is currently
They're overpaying for used cars. They're giving loans to people that can't pay them back through fucking drive time, which is owned by the fucking CEO's dad. They're hiding the bad loans on the drive time books. It's fucking fraudulent. We don't keep loans on the books? Yeah, but who is taking the loans?
The current repossession boom is, for now at least, a specifically American problem. A problem that is saying a lot of bad things about the unique ways that we borrow, consume, and go broke.
And I don't know. I just feel like a $500 plus car note is absurd.
Bro, 500. I think I saw that the average car payment is over like 1,000 now. Sorry, it's 749. That's crazy. The average monthly car payment is 749. Something like 10% of buyers have over 1,000. Record high 1,000 plus car payments. 40% of $1,000 car payments started in 2024. People are fucking cooked on car payments in America. And they're getting access to loans I mean, if you want to find the closest parallel to subprime from 07, obviously it's a smaller market, but the subprime auto lending market is out of control. You look at First Brands, you look at Tricolor. Dude, Tricolor was giving loans, like zero paperwork loans to illegal immigrants. That was their entire market, was high interest loans to illegal immigrants who, of course, aren't going to be able to pay them back. Ninja loans, basically. No income verification. Yeah, that, of course, it's fucking fraud, dude. And then they were packaging up the loans and selling them like they were fucking rock solid. They weren't rock solid. They were loans to people that weren't financially secure.
According to the Recovery Database Network, car repossessions hit a 14-year high in 2024, only slightly behind their peak in 2009. We have already passed that peak this year, and we still have a few months to go. This is especially concerning because consumer protection laws around repossessions have generally gotten stronger since the global financial crisis, which means the same number of repossessions is an indication that borrowers are in an even worse financial situation.
Golden age! Say it with me. We're in a golden age, folks. I don't like when people come with this fucking FUD. We're in a golden age. Things have never been better. Our president is fucking delivering every day the hottest economy on record. People are fucking cooking. The economy is hot, hot, hot. 21 trillion of investment pouring in from all over the country. Nobody's even close. No other president could get more than 2 trillion.
Now, not to go too much down this specific rabbit hole, but some of these companies now work off a gig economy model, because of course they do. They onboard affiliate drivers who attach their camera packs to their own cars and then pay them a commission for every repossession that comes from the data they collect.
Jesus Christ, bro. We got fucking gig workers working as gig narcs to drive around camera snapping everyone's license plate so that we can repossess more effectively the fucking car loans that other gig workers can't afford to pay. That's a fucking golden age. I don't know what you said. I guess if your car's about to get repoed, the best thing you can do is sign up for this gig work and then photograph your own license plate. So that when the repo reaper finds you using that data, you'll get a cha-chink. You'll get a fucking cutback. Might as well get paid, you know?
During this time, new and used car prices both hit their highest levels ever. Supply chains were disrupted, and people had a lot of extra spending.
Dude, people, I mean, I feel bad actually because I don't fucking know, but people made decisions in this period, 21, 22, that are just gonna fucking cripple them longer term. In 21, 22, people had mortgage forbearance, so no paying on mortgage. They had student loan forbearance. They had stimulus money. They just had way more money than they would normally have. And access to credit was so cheap. And so they bought things, longer term things that they cannot fucking afford. And now a lot of it's coming home to roost, bro. They can't refinance because rates are up. They can't, and they bought it like all-time high prices, both for housing and for cars in 21.
Interest rates were also very low, which all made it easy to get a big loan and pay $30,000 over sticker price for a used Toyota Tacoma.
Yeah, and again, and you know, the loan officers were predatory, but like back then, they could just make you feel like it wasn't a big deal. Like the car costs fucking 80 grand. What? We'll give you the loan. It's low percent. Because at the time, interest rates were like fucking 1%. So your monthly payment will be pretty low. And so you just don't understand that you're just fucking massively overpaying for something.
In the past, it was pretty straightforward. You would pay for a car in cash, or you would make a down payment and pay back the rest over a set term. This was almost always 5 years.
Yeah.
Today, the variety of car financing options has grown significantly, and almost all of them are designed to let people get into a slightly more expensive car than they otherwise would have been.
Dude, this is the fucking debt cup that I'm talking about. This is the debt cup. Trying to find a way to get more debt by making your monthly payment, whatever, but just to get you more, to fill up your debt cup as much as possible. You can get a little bit where you can stretch a little bit farther, and we'll massage it and find a way to get your monthly payment down so you can afford it for longer, but you're paying more in total debt, more interest. But here's the important part. I think this is one of the biggest things that breaks so much of the economy is that people aren't responsible for the loans they write. They sell them to someone else. If a bank was responsible for its own loan, then they would be incentivized to be risk averse, to make sure you could pay it back. Car dealerships, if they were giving you the loan and you didn't pay it back and they lost money, then they'd have to make sure that you could afford this car. They would give you a car you could afford. But because they can package the loans up and sell them as a stream of revenue to someone else who doesn't know exactly what's in this package. I mean, it's the same as 07, but it's like the 07 playbook applied to everything. And so all these car companies or these private financing companies, these shadow banks, can just give you loans for shit you can't afford and then package those loans up and then sell them. And ideally they get someone else to fucking rate them as fucking great. Rate them as safe and secure. Again, Tricolor and First Brands were both rated the equivalent of AAA before they fucking crashed. Who is buying random loans? It sounds like random loans, but what it really is, right? It's like 1 or 2 loans is random. Okay, but what if it's like 1 million loans? If it's 1 million car loans that are all paying 6.5% interest, then you just package that up as like it has such an incredible title. Auto asset-backed security issuance. Okay? And the idea is as long as enough of these people are paying their car loan, this generates about 6.5% return every year. So if you're a massive, you could say hedge fund, or you could be like insurance, or you could be like a pension. Let's say you're like a state pension for Minnesota and you have a job with all this fucking pile of pension money. You need to make 5% a year. You have to make this money to make people's retirement go up, okay? That's your job. You have to manage this money. So I want to put it somewhere safe. Well, here's somewhere safe. This is a guaranteed 6.5% return. So I'll take this pension money and I'll dump it in these fucking auto loans that generate this steady revenue increase. These groups are stupid. These groups are stupid and they don't look closely on what's in the inside of these things. And so you drill down in them and you find that they're like fucking dog shit loans. They're dog shit loans to people that can't afford the car they bought. And so they're not going to make 5%. But if the car dealership wasn't allowed to package these up and sell them, if they had to assume their own risk, then of course they would take less risk. Like the problem isn't that you can get a loan. The problem is that it's the moral hazard of not having your own risk, of offloading the risk to someone stupider. It's very similar to Big Short, but with auto loans. That's correct. I'm going to sound like a crotchety conservative, but how about some personal responsibility? We shouldn't be taking out loans we can't afford, but we do. And these loans are asset for the lender and they should be able to sell them if they want. So yeah, I'll disagree with you on a macro level. On a micro individual level, of course, the best advice you can give someone is to be fucking careful with what you spend on, of course. But when you see statistical growth so massively, it is a sign that the system is set up to not punish this obviously fraudulent behavior. People do need cars and everything is incentivized, people much larger scale than one person to push them into a car they can't afford. And they don't know they're taking on the risk they're taking on. They don't know that. They assume they'll be able to fucking make this payment and this car will be fine. And so there has to be some level of checking. And again, it's also fraud. Like, it is illegal what's happening. Like, no one's investigating it. But honestly, what's happening is someone like a Tricolor gives these loans to illegal immigrants. First of all, I don't think they should be able to do that. But then they do this to get them into cars that they can't afford. Then they package them up and then they pay someone, a third-party agency, to rate this group of bonds as like AA or, as higher quality than it is. And so this pension fund just goes, okay, this is a AA rated thing. It's a certain amount of risk. I can take it. And then they buy it. There is fraud in this. Packaging these loans and then obfuscating what's inside and then, paying someone else to, they're not being honest about the level of risk.
Now, if lowering lending standards and down payments wasn't enough, the biggest lever that the industry has been pulling is extending loan terms. 5-year loans have gone from being the industry standard to now being less common than 7-year loans, according to market data compiled by Bloomberg.
Isn't that fucking crazy?
A growing
This is the 50-year mortgage, but in the car version. Instead of 5 years, 7-year. If they can't fucking get you to afford it at the current level, they just extend the years. And people, either they're desperate and need a car, or they don't understand how much interest payment that adds. But when you extend the terms of your loan, when you make it last more years, your monthly payment goes down, but your actual payment over the lifetime goes way, way, way up.
When a dealer writes a car loan, they are usually using a third-party credit provider to actually pay out the money. As part of that deal, those providers will pay the dealer a commission for the business they are bringing them, and the longer the loan term, the bigger that commission is. Most of these loans then get securitized and sold off to other investors.
This is why, by the way, the dealers won't give you, they'll give you a cheaper car if you get the financing. It's fucked up. So what you kind of have to do, the dream is, if you have the money for a car, is you negotiate the best deal and say you're going to get the loan, and then you pay off the loan instantly, or as quickly as you can. The problem is they've gotten wise to that and they've put in like early payment penalties. It's kind of fucked up.
The real difference right now is an increase in delinquencies coming from people with average or even above average credit. Late payments amongst these groups have roughly doubled since before the pandemic, and even though the rate of—
Yeah, but here's the thing. This is the fucking trick. This is what fucking Bill Moreland put me on, dude. You guys have credit scores, right? And some of you have bad credit scores, just be honest. I've had bad credit. Your score goes bad when you have a negative credit event. Usually it's you missing a payment. So you'll see, like if you miss your student loan payment or something, you get this big deduction in your credit score. That's how they go down. So without those negative credit events, generally credit scores trend upwards pretty fast, actually. If you don't have those negative credit events, you get a high credit score relatively quickly. And what happened in 2020 and 2021 was that people didn't have mortgage payments. They didn't have student loan payments. Sometimes their rent was deferred. They had so many things because of COVID, they didn't have to pay. And they had stimulus money. So in fact, everyone's credit score got like a 150-point average boost. People had stellar credit scores in 2021, much higher than they would have had. Inflation hadn't hit yet. So people they had no negative credit events. They had nothing that would cause them to actually lose their score. And so because of that, people had a generally overinflated credit score. And they were able to get loans even bigger than they could fucking afford. It was ELO boosting. So now we are seeing this massive rise of quote unquote good credit scores going bad, but their score was too good. It was already better than it should have been. We'll never fucking fully understand how many ripple effects there were from COVID. The COVID stimulus and rule changes, we're just only now beginning to see the fucking repercussions. Like it was so fucking crazy. The amount of money, the PPP loans, everything. And it's all coming home to roost, bro.
A report by Goldman Sachs found that 40% of studied households earning more than $500,000 a year were living paycheck to paycheck.
That's fucking crazy. I did read this. I read this report, but it's fucking crazy. If you are making $500,000 a year and living paycheck to paycheck, you have not managed your money well. It's fucking crazy. I don't even care if you have a big family. You should be able to, like, that is an addiction to FOMO or what. I don't know. You have to really fucking want to flex. That is the only way that level of money is paycheck to paycheck. You don't have anything to fucking save. It's lifestyle creep. It's an absurd level of lifestyle creep.
Ironically, the households earning only $200,000 to $300,000 a year were doing considerably better because they were less likely to be surrounded by people who think $500,000 weekend cars and vacation homes are a reasonable expense. Now we are actually going to make an entire video about how the 1% is bankrupting themselves later this month. So make sure to subscribe if you're interested in that.
This is the Aiden, yeah, this is the Aiden lifestyle creep. This is fucking Aiden and the fucking hotels and flights he books, bro. It's the lifestyle creep. Dude, I saw a thing. Guy got laid off from Meta. $350K a year total comp. Got 2 kids. Got a fucking crazy expensive car payment. Figured he would be able to quickly bounce back, find another job. He has a great resume. He's from Meta. Still searching. 9 months later. Can't find anything even remotely close to that comp. You know, maybe he can get like a 80, 90K job, which is still obviously very good, but like way, way less. Can't fucking keep up his payments. The fucking house he bought is too expensive. The car he bought is too expensive. 2 kids in fucking private school or whatever. That type of shit is real. It's a sudden fucking shift in your whole lifestyle. And that kind of, you know, I was just reading that. It's wild, bro. And as the months add up when you're out of work, it starts to get fucking stressful. I feel for people. People in my life, I know people that are searching right now. It's fucking crazy. That's why I mean, we gotta wait 3 years, but I just really fucking want a different president because there's this fucking tariff bullshit and the things we're doing is just, we were already in a bad direction before, and now this is like super slowing us down. I really want to we got to make some bigger changes to try and fucking shift gears here. Take that back. All right, I take it back. He's my goat. We are in a golden age. I shouldn't complain. We are in a golden age. Sounds like sedition. I heard what happens to people that commit sedition today.
Even more apparent on the manufacturer side. So go and watch this video next to find out how and why these companies have dug themselves into such a strange hole. And don't forget to like and subscribe to keep on learning.
Good video. Again, shout out to How Many Works. Great videos this year. I feel like we read the same shit, to be honest. I feel like maybe I like his videos too much because I feel like we're reading the same stuff and he's fucking, I don't know. It's like 2 bad bitches saying yas at the DMV.